The Red Zone, your football fix every day, 9:20 here on your official home of the Dallas Cowboys and Texas Rangers. Is Tom Brady going to be punished by the Hall of Fame next? We'll ask Kevin Hagelin, the number one Brady hater in the building at 9:40. Have you seen them? Are they going to do the show from home today?
They are here. They are here.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I was waiting to see.
So they managed to sneak themselves in here. I did ask them how traffic was. They were like, it was okay. But I'm hoping I don't think it's supposed to get above freezing before we're out of here. So we're going to have to
cool.
sliding on that again.
Yep. Okay, so Brian Daboll takes the Titans OC job. Now, I love Ross Tucker, but what he did yesterday while on with us, justifying the Eagles' OC vacancy, that was a joke.
Oh, he spun more than Bobby's tires.
Yeah, I could not stop laughing. That was a joke. They didn't want to hire them. No, it's just they could have gotten any of the 15 that they've talked to. It's not the Eagles, it's them. And they're all withdrawing. It's not because they don't want the job. It's because they realize they're not going to get the job. They wanted to hire Brian Daboll, according to Diana Rossini, and Daboll prefers Cam Ward and being irrelevant.
I'll tell you this. Now, maybe Daboll views it as I'm a co-head coach with Saleh. Because it's like he's the defense, I'm the offense.
Both New York failures.
Yeah, both New York failures.
And then maybe that's it. He saw how much Saleh got pushed around with the Jets, and he's like, he'll be out of here soon. I will be the next coach.
Maybe that's it. I cannot. That is such an indictment on Jalen Hurts. Honestly, it's an indictment on the fans. I hope the fans of Philly, and they won't, they're going to wear this as a badge of honor.
Yeah, you're not tough enough.
I hope they take this as a realization that nobody wants to coach your football team. And it's not because of the quarterback, and it's not because of Nick Sirianni. It's because of you morons who think that your lunch pail carrying ways and attitude is the way to go. Like players and coaches don't want to deal with that.
Or Jordan Schultz is pushing the narrative for Daboll that he was in love with Cam Ward. That the Giants, they made this offer to try to trade up to 1, Bobby, offering the number 3 pick, a 2025 first-rounder, and multiple day 2 selections. The Titans declined.
That, in retrospect, should get Joe Shane fired as well, then. If that's how the Giants were really trying to go after Cam Ward and spend that much capital to go get him.
Cam Ward, he'll be good.
He was fine. I don't know that I'd spend that much to move up a couple spots and get him, but this is, look, Daboll, I wonder how much of it is like kind of we're talking about here, the idea of he just did New York, and he's like, do I want to go to Philly now?
Right.
And do I want to deal with everything that clearly comes with being the coordinator in Philly and getting my house egged? And, yeah, no thanks. I'm going to go to Nashville where they don't even know the name of their team in a lot of instances.
Joe Brady.
Volunteers.
Joe Brady gets the Bills job. He's promoted and takes over for Sean McDermott, and Jim Leonard expected to be a leading candidate to be the DC for Joe Brady, according to insiders. But the number one coaching story yesterday had us all feeling the warm vibes, except for Roberto. Mike McCarthy gets his dream job.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Art. I think I thought I'd at least be able to get started.
Spit it out.
Oftentimes coaches and players, you put on new team colors, and it takes a minute to feel comfortable in those new colors. But to be blessed beyond any measure, one day to put on the colors you wore since you brought home.
Oh, God.
Bobby.
Brett, I told you not to sit my family down here in front. This is so unfair. I understand and embrace the responsibility, the privilege, and the weight that comes with this stewardship. This city, this franchise, this fan base means the world to me. Because Pittsburgh's my world, and it's just awesome to be back here.
Good for Mike.
Yeah.
Whose world is Pittsburgh? Whose world is Pittsburgh?
All right, here we go.
You don't believe it with him?
What happened to this organization? This mean Joe Green, Jack Lambert with 3 teeth, and now we cry when Mike Tomlin, Mr. 9 and 8, goes, guys, I think I'm going to get into broadcast. Dear God, no. And then Mike McCarthy goes, I just can't wait to breathe in the smokestacks every morning from the factories on my way in and get iron poisoning.
And have that sandwich with French fries on it, like the only cuisine they're known for.
Right.
Was it Primanti Brothers? per man.
Sounds
yeah,
right.
something like that.
Sounds
Yeah.
right.
No, this is
Minio's Pizza or whatever it is.
What
It's
is
nice.
Pittsburgh like?
We stayed at the airport. We weren't allowed to leave the airport. Like, the hotel was in the airport. You could not really get out. You could try, but you'd have to, like, go through all the airport, like, tolls and stuff to come back. So it's like, I'm not doing this. When we drove around, it's a gritty aesthetic. Like, you get down there and it's very much
Like Buffalo?
I've been told
Kinda.
Buffalo, Pittsburgh, and Milwaukee in the summer are really cool. They're fun. There's a lot of breweries and crap like that.
Sure, it's nice. It's cool that he gets to go have his dream team. Like, this is where he always wanted to go. Fine, awesome. Just let's not pretend like it's going to go anywhere. It's not.
He understands. He did not understand what it was to. I should say what it was to be the Cowboys coach. I don't think he understood, and Bobby has brought this up. He didn't understand, like, all that goes into it, the circus that this is. I think he definitely understands it with Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh is going to be more like Green Bay than Dallas was, and so he'll have that benefit of it because he never adjusted.
How did he pull it off? Well, a little known secret that Bobby knew about years ago. Did an interview with The Athletic.
Laura Oakman. Everybody know who she is? Those of you at home know her as just she was
a
Fox
sideline
reporter. Well, 5 years ago, Laura Oakman was an NFL sideline reporter for Fox, a veteran journalist attending production meetings and covering games. And by the way, this right here, attending production meetings and then jumping into what she did. This does show you the closeness that production meetings can get you, Tom Brady, and the sort of access that it can get you to people. Then one day in late 2020, she came up with an idea that changed her life. It happened during a conversation with Dan Quinn. He had just been fired as the head coach of the Falcons after 5 seasons and an infamous collapse in the Super Bowl. They had met in the months after he was hired in 2015 and built an easy rapport, or after he was hired in 2015, built an easy rapport. Quinn picked her brain about ideas on communication and human connection. Oakman offered tips on messaging and dealing with the media. In the days after Quinn was fired, he called Oakman to check in. Quinn had already decamped to Hawaii and mapped out a plan to diagnose what went wrong. He was going to call a list of players and coaches to document his mistakes. Oakman listened for a moment, then she spoke up. She said, "Can I do it in a different way with what you missed as a person?" she asked. Oakman had spent nearly 2 decades asking questions of NFL coaches and GMs. She knew many of them personally. What if they curated a list of people to call and Oakman interviewed them about Quinn? The answers would be anonymous, the feedback unfiltered. Oakman wondered if she could discover things that Quinn never would on his own. And Quinn said, "All of us have blind spots." The result was a 25-page document that Oakman delivered in 2021 and Quinn memorized as he became the defensive coordinator of the Cowboys and eventually the head coach of the Commanders. And this is something that she started to do with several people. And it talks about how she says that, like this is a changed from 25-page documents to 50-page documents. And this blind spot, trying to help people find their blind spots and where they can get better. It's become a little cottage industry. She says for years, she shared little about her blind spot work. She was still working for Fox. She was sheepish about selling her idea to coaches, which requires a flat fee for each project. Most of her new clients came by word of mouth or through past relationships. Yeah, I'd be quiet about this too if I was supposed to be objectively covering football games. I would not talk about how I'm basically Mike McCarthy's guardian angel who is literally following every single member of Dallas media and making sure they hear about it. You guys wonder how Mike McCarthy hears things? Mike McCarthy did not have Twitter. Laura Oakman was in his ear about everything all the time. Anytime. And I told you guys this when I first joined the show. I remember we were at your house and we were talking about stuff, and you were like,
Estate.
"Yes, we were at your estate. We're at the Shan Mahal, and we were talking about things." And I said, "He doesn't like me. I'm telling you now." And you went, "He's not gonna know." I said, "Not only does he know what I say about him, he knows what you say about him. He knows what Choppy says about him, regardless, because Laura Oakman is telling him all of this." And then I don't want to say who. We ran into this trying to book somebody for an interview, remember? And Laura Oakman was like running media for this person, another media member. Yeah. And we couldn't get it approved without Laura Oakman telling us yes.
Kyle
and she wouldn't.
Yeomans.
Yeah, Kyle. We wanted Kyle. But this is Laura Oakman is one of the NFL puppet masters out there that nobody knows about.
What a racket I'm so jealous.
It's a great racket.
This is like
man.
Rick Scott.
Oh, don't even bring Rick Scott up.
I blocked her ass on Twitter.
Rick Scott was a radio consultant that all these stations gave money to and hired. His job was to come in town
for 3 days,
listen to the radio, take notes, and give the feedback to these stations. I don't even know what he charged. I don't want to know what he charged. Laura Oakman comes up with this racket to call around the league, ask these people questions about her clients, write them down, spin it as a fancy PowerPoint, and God knows how much she's making off of it.
Who knows?
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
She thought of it first.
It's a racket for her. It's unethical. I have no problem with the coaches wanting to do it.
Unethical if she's a reporter.
If she's a reporter.
Or just disclose that you're doing it.
Yeah.
Disclose that you've done this. But no, 100%. When Mike would come on here in a moody mood with us and was not one to entertain, that's why there was
that overall good.
I know, but that one, for instance, that one day where we had the whole play of the highlight thing, where I told you guys, I was like, he's not going to give me answers to questions today. It's because, and in my head, I was thinking, what did I say that Laura saw this week? That Laura was upset with, gave it to Mike, and now Mike doesn't want to talk to me this week. Okay,
Bobby's
fine.
got a conscience.
Bobby's got a conscience. It's like, all right, fine. And Mike knew what I thought. Like, and I didn't, it wasn't like I would run from him. He knew. And I knew he knew that. I knew he didn't like me.
She's basically coaching you for your interview. Mm-hmm. Yesterday we did a mock interview.
Yeah.
And, it's a good thing for the coaches to say, hey, I can't admit my faults. We all have blind spots. And find out what the rest of the league thinks about me.
I got no problem with Dan Quinn doing that, Mike doing that. I think it's smart. You want to know.
Yeah.
A lot of us know. I mean, really, nobody can self-evaluate the way other people can evaluate you. It's very difficult. You got to put your ego aside, and that's tough to do. So I've got no issue with it.
Let me give the feedback.
Okay.
Not on you, but for many first-time head coaches, the biggest blind spot is their staff. They often have to make hires quickly through suggestions from coaching mentors and agents. Oakman knew the personalities of so many coaches throughout the league. She realized there was little consideration of fit. There's not much intention with the staff. Other blind spots can feel universal to any profession. An executive coach who worked with CEOs and college coaches started researching blind spots, and here's what he found. If you're too committed to your own system, the answer will always be to do the same thing better. If you're too strong, they won't be. If you're too positive, you won't see the train coming. If you're too internal, they won't know what you want. Coaches, they believed, from The Athletic in this study, came away overly focused on new ideas but never mastered anything. Be simpler. Coaches become so consumed with their players, they forget to work on themselves. They forget how to bring their best.
To make that your job. Not an NFL sideline reporter anymore. Make that your job.
It
and
is.
I know, but
I think it is her
I'm
job.
saying, make that your commitment and don't, just sheepishly hide from everybody, both the viewers and the coaches, what exactly it is you're doing.
Dan Quinn was trying to do too much. He wanted to be a leader who was helpful and involved, always ready to take on new responsibilities. It wasn't until he sat down with Oakman that he saw what others were seeing. He said, I felt like I was working harder than I ever had with less results. So I needed to make sure as the head coach I was nailing the biggest things that need the most attention all the time.
Man, I think that is right there where you have those coaches trying to do too much. It becomes very difficult to be a coach, play caller, and culture guy all at the same time.
Luckily, Laura can do all of it for you.
You know what I mean? If you're focused on
I can't wait to reach out. I waited a little bit. Now I'm going to reach out to the person I was supposed to go get her permission on. And, I can't wait for the brush back. Wait.
Could you imagine, you're trying to build a culture, you're trying to coach your football team, and you're trying to come up with a game plan. I don't know that you could do all that. And if you can, you're basically Sean McVay, and you're just like this unique unicorn.
We should try to set up our own. We should try to revive the Rick Scott, be our own radio consulting firm.
We could do it.
Yeah.
And then we could get elected to the Senate and governor like he did.
I don't think it's the same guy.
Oh, different guy?